All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking. And once again, we are live streaming. And as always, I'm joined by my fellow artist, an incredibly great guy, Avery Butterworth. Say hi, Avery.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right. Oh. I want to play around with this drawing a little bit more. I did some Google searching, and I found some people that have posted some art, some Griffin-esque art that just blew me away. It was just some really gorgeous stuff, and I wanted to make some changes to this image. This is not the final image. Matter of fact, I'll probably redo this whole thing once my damn stupid printer starts working. But in the meantime, I may just tweak it directly on the page. You know? Oh, man, I was so busy at work today that I didn't have time to watch like any live streams at all today, or any videos at all. So I am really far behind on what's going on in the world.
Bunch of crazy people doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, well, that part I can believe.
While claiming to be the victim.
Yeah. Well, I had actually one video I did get a chance to watch. I didn't get the whole thing. Was the most recent Nick Rekieta law-splaining one, in which he's talking about the crazy psycho guy that was suing Taylor Swift. He's trying to get a date out of her, and he thinks by suing her that'll, get her attention. And it was crazy. I guess the guy's putting out a book or something, and he and a girl that was on the stream with him were reading from excerpts out of the book, and it was just disturbing. Very disturbing. But they were having a good old time with it. So what are you working on this evening, Avery?
What do you think?
Are you coloring Hero?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love that idea.
I thought I was down to 1.5 pages, but it's 2.5 pages.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I'm coloring the background on the... I thought I just had one of the pages with the weasel dude, and then the last page where I got 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, I know you do. Oh. So I made a quick video this evening going back over, talking about that a post that one of our mutual friends made that kind of inspired me to finally come out as on Facebook. And the funny thing is I'd been out Comicsgate on my YouTube channel and on Twitter and so forth. But for some reason, because I hadn't come out on Facebook, everybody was okay with it,
No, they weren't paying attention because they're not really your friend. They don't care.
Well,
I don't pay a lot of attention to Facebook. But there's stuff I've missed of things that have happened to people, and I just happened to look, and I'm just like, oh my God, I had no idea that happened to them. Oh my, I hope they're okay. I'm not going to go into who, but it's like bad, tragic stuff. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I had no idea because I haven't been paying attention to Facebook. Because Facebook sucks.
Yeah, well, it happens.
They don't pay attention, dude. They assume everyone is like them. Everyone thinks exactly the way they do. And they find out, they do the, oh my God, I'm so shocked. I'm so appalled. And then they sort of wait around for whatever person to slip up and say one thing that can be used against them. and then they try to trash them. It's quite predictable.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I was expecting more of the trashing, but
No. You're not popular enough for that. They want bigger targets.
That's all right.
Now let Hero succeed, and you'll see all kinds of people you've never spoken to will have like some major opinions on, like, I heard this, I heard that. You'll be like, who are you? I've never met you. But they'll act like they know you and are an expert on you.
Well, that'll be interesting. We'll see if we get that far.
But Hero would have to be successful first. Until then, you're not a big enough target. It's not worth it. They'll make you instead of break you. What they want to do is break you.
Yeah, well.
They don't want you to connect with people that are like you. They want you feeling all alone.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I watched this segment of Joe Rogan today.
Yeah.
I can't remember these guys' names, man, but they wrote all these fake academic papers for social justice. And they would just propose like the most ludicrous things they would think of, submit the papers, and then the academic review boards would like make it even more ridiculous and then publish it. And then when they finally came out that it was all fake, it was all BS, they were just making it up just to see how far the social justice thing would go.
Well, I put a post on Facebook today, and I said a lot of my friends have told me that they did research to conclude that Comicsgate is a horrible racist movement, and I'd really like to read and respond to that research. So if you could, please share the links to your research, and if you actually wrote the research, I'd love it even more. Thanks, everybody. And I got a couple people asking me, all right, what's going on? I hear people mention this. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what any of this is about. And I tried to go into like brief explanations of it. But you do realize that post was specifically for one person, trying to get him to, share something with me without saying his name. And he hasn't taken the bait yet, because I'm very curious, because if he has written stuff about Comicsgate, I would love to read it, But I have the strange feeling that he either doesn't have anything, or he's muted me to the point where he's not going to respond anymore anyway. And I'm going to have to go out there and start saying, chicken, broth, come on.
No, it's not worth it.
Yeah, well, I want to have a conversation. I know you don't care about having conversations, but I want to have a conversation.
It's not worth it. There's nothing to be gained out of it.
Well, that is not true in my case. I want to talk to people about it, so.
You'll learn.
Well.
They'll learn you. Trust me, they'll learn you.
If they just shut me down and stop talking anymore, that's not going to teach me any lessons, They gotta.
Well, right now they've got nothing on you, and all they would be able to do is actually help you.
Shh, quiet. Don't be telling all my secrets.
And they don't want to help you.
Yeah, well.
Their goal is to destroy, not help people.
Well, I'm giving them an opportunity to do either one, Well, we'll see what happens.
Working on backgrounds, man. Working on the backgrounds. All right, the backgrounds for that page are done, I think, kind of. I don't know, where's the previous page?
I realized that in order to make this image work, I'm going to have to shrink it down a little bit and make the character smaller on the page in order to fit the whole thing in. And the image of the character riding on the griffin is going to have to be even smaller because the griffin's actually really large. So we play around with it a little bit.
That's gross.
Yeah, but she said it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So I'm working tomorrow. Why? Because I want to.
Sure.
Actually, I do have plans to do. Hopefully, hey Kyle, 123 Real, how you doing? We got a new viewer in here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Actually, I'm hoping to get a chance to catch up on some videos because I have the previews video for Marvel and DC for this month for November to coming up. And I have Steelbook case releases for November to do a video about. So I got plenty of stuff to do videos on. It's just a matter of having the time to do it, you know? And then of course, I got to keep up my daily journal on Coming Out Comicsgate, which I always enjoy those. I think they're fun. I just wish my friends' family would play along. Actually, you know what? I went and my mom asked me to come out and do something for her this week. And when I went by her house, I said, "Say, have you seen the stuff going on Facebook?" She says, "Yes, I read your post." I said, "Yeah, and?" She says, "I don't care."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay, that's fine."
Normal people don't understand this crazy stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Plus, your mom would your mom would be one of the people attacking you.
Yeah, I know. That's like I was kind of hoping she'd save it till Sunday night at dinner, but no, she's like, "I don't care. Whatever you do is fine." I said, "They're calling me, racist, misogynist." And she's like, "Whatever." Okay, it works. Oh.
Are they really? Do they really call you racist?
Well, yeah. See, I got to be careful. I'm trying not to say anybody's names.
Oh, okay.
But one of our friends, one of my old friends said something about Comicsgate. It's all hating on women and hating on LGBT and so forth. And Andrew has decided he's one of them now. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Oh well.
Diseased brains.
Yep, that is the truth. Okay, wait a minute.
Can't help it, dude.
All right, we're going to get out a big piece of paper. We're going to do some more drawing. Actually, you know what I did last night? I chimed in on one of Nasser's chats.
Oh, cool.
He was doing a chat, just doing like a Q&A chat, so I jumped in and asked him how Brutus was coming along, and
very cool.
Just said hi to him, and he read out my comments a couple of times, and wasn't a lot of people in the chat. I think he had like maybe 25 at some point, but heck, that's where you start, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him if he was taking any like fan art for like doing pinups in Brutus. And he says he's seen people do fan art, but he wasn't, specifically doing it to put it in the comic. And I was like, you really should do that. You really should consider that. But where is my... had a pad of paper around here somewhere, and I can't find it. Hold on a second. Here, you vamp for just a second. Let me go grab another pad of paper, okay?
I'm not going to say a word while he's gone. At all. Be very, very quiet. Hey, Kyle. Anybody else that's watching? What kind of artist can't keep track of his paper, man?
Oh, shut up.
This guy is an amateur.
I know exactly where the paper's at. It's just on the other side of the desk. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, what's going on, man?
See, the chat isn't even update. Oh, Jason joined the chat. Cool. Hey,
No, we joined the video.
I just said, well, same thing. That's what I
No.
meant. The hangout.
Yeah.
Same difference to me.
He'll say something eventually.
If his mic's working.
Well, he's muted himself, so. Well, hopefully we'll get Todd in here. Maybe he'll say something, smart-assy and, get everything going. All right, that first video stunk. There wasn't anything good there. So I'm going to start a new one.
Why are you stinking up your videos, man?
Nah, it's just natural odor. Oh, I wish. I don't know where my pencil sharpener is at. Man, don't you hate it when you can't find your crap?
Yeah, you tend to do that on the screen. Like,
yeah, I know. Look, it's my winning lottery tickets. I won $2.
what?
One of these days, I'll actually cash them in.
Dude, you're rich. You're so rich.
Dude, I am super fly. Damn it, where is...
I don't know about that. So you're rich. Kind of go make it weird.
All right, guys, I know this is really stupid. This is like you're all out there going like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, dude, you're just...
I have a pencil sharpener around here somewhere. It's like necessary.
No, it shouldn't be necessary.
Well, when you need to sharpen a pencil, it's necessary.
I don't ever need to sharpen pencils. I use mechanical pencils.
Yeah, I have a mechanical pencil. I'll just use that. I wanted to use the color pencil, but I guess I'm not going to.
You're such a hack.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do about it? All right.
Point and laugh.
Point and laugh? Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, hold on a second. We are going to set the camera to not zoom.
All right. You don't even have your camera set. Come on.
Jason, are you video gaming or something right now?
No.
No? Just chilling, huh?
Not making any comments about the amateurness of this stream.
I know, dude.
Oh, shut up, both of you. Like either one of you could do better.
He wanted me to comment, and then he
easy.
tells me to shut up. just make a decision, man. Make a decision.
Make up your mind, right? Make up your mind. Oh. So what's new and happening in the world of Jason, huh?
Nothing.
Nothing? Well, that stinks.
Totally nothing.
Oh, is this my blue line pencil? Yeah, it is.
It's probably near your pencil sharpener.
Ooh, work campaign's on.
So what? I'm on right now. That's all that matters.
What? Dude, hell row. That was awesome.
Hey, Jason, you want to shift the subject and talk about something that'll piss Avery off and make him go away for a little bit?
Star Wars and Legos is pretty awful.
Guess what? I was going to talk about Star Wars Legos.
Those are trash. See you later.
Did you see the new Darth Vader castle Lego set?
Sounds awful. No one should see that.
Was that a yes?
What about it?
It looks kind of cool.
That was so 3 months ago. Where have you been?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I just saw a video about it yesterday. So.
Oh my god! Get with the times, man.
I mentioned it to Mike, and he didn't know anything about it. So.
Well, yeah, because he's been hanging out with you too much.
He hangs out with Avery too, man.
Yeah, but apparently the coolness of Avery is offset by Dad.
Yeah. See? Now you understand.
Are you trying to tell me Avery's cool in any capacity whatsoever?
I don't have to speak the truth when the truth can speak for itself.
That's just disturbing, man. That's just disturbing. Oh, do either of you guys follow or watch House of Cards on Netflix?
No.
The last season just posted. I started watching it today. And they did a recap of the last season. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch the last season. I don't remember half of what they recapped.
No,
you know.
I think a lot of the cast of that show is a bunch of filthy nudists.
Oh, what's his name's no longer part of the cast. They killed off his character.
Guilty.
They Roseanne barred him.
Guilt by association.
Yeah. Whatever.
Is the Roseanne bar whatever? Is that a verb thing? Is that a thing now?
Roseanne barred?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I can make it a thing.
No, you don't have that kind of influence.
Whatever. But they killed off the main character, who was Kevin Spacey's character.
The kid toucher.
Oh.
That dude. Freaking scumbag.
He was a good actor. Not saying he wasn't a scumbag. I just think he was a good actor.
He was great in The Negotiator.
Oh, I watched that recently too.
Yeah, but he had to blow all that up because he wants to mess around with like underage boys.
Yeah, but see, that was stuff that happened years and years ago. It's none of it was new,
I don't. That tends to be behavior that isn't.
Well,
it doesn't happen in a bubble.
I could say I touched a 12-year-old, but I was 12 at the time.
Oh God!
It doesn't count. I'm not talking about that.
That's what she said. No. Moving on.
Yeah, I always said that. I had relations with a 18-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 25-year-old. It's all the same woman, but I had those experiences.
Yeah.
And it's pretty ironic when she denies it.
She doesn't deny any of that, okay?
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Commodore just chimed in and says, "Hi, you'll never guess who I chatted with on a fan club forum."
Oh, who's that?
Oh, I have no idea. Who did you chat with on a fan club forum? What's a fan club forum? Is that something I should know, or is that beyond me?
Well, forums aren't really around much anymore, but there's still some.
And you don't have many fans, so there's definitely no club there.
Yeah.
Hey, I've actually gained a few people,
Who was it, Commodore?
I'm waiting. I'm the one. I messaged it to you on Facebook. Oh, you did? Hold on, let me go. All right. Ah! William Shatner.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. What is this about? Fine, I just got a great sale on ground beef, $1.75 per pound, and he responded, "That's a bargain."
That's a you kind of trolled Willie Shatner there.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's funny. Good job, Commodore. Good job.
That's pretty good.
You know, he asked how everybody was. Did you tell him good? Tell him excellent? Everybody here's excellent?
Man.
You know, if this griffin was actually standing on his claws like this, it would probably be very uncomfortable.
I
You know?
I don't know. I can't see what you're doing.
That's all right. You don't need to see.
I'm working.
He says he asked how everybody was, and I did get that sweet ass deal. Oh, we got another new person. Mr. E says he's watching from Florida. Well, welcome to the Florida show, because well, 2/3 of us are from Florida as well. I'm based out of Jacksonville, so I mean, technically that's still Florida, right, Avery?
South Georgia.
South Georgia.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, in a way.
Damn it, we have a football team. We have an NFL football team, so we got.
Yeah,
that's. Shut up! Shut up!
They
shut up!
disappeared after the playoffs last year, though.
Yeah, who wants to claim them right now?
Hey, we beat the Pats this year. That's all I care about.
Oh, okay. Then they disappeared.
Yeah, then they disappeared. Then they tucked tail and ran. So they revenged. They avenged themselves against the Pats, and then that was it.
Yeah.
You know, half my family are Pats fans, so of course, you know, we had to hear about it all year long. And the fact that we beat them in the regular season, just, you know.
Yet they can't score a touchdown against the Titans. Didn't they lose like 9-6 that weekend? It was all field goal kicks.
I don't remember the actual score, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
Ooh.
North Florida is the South. South Florida is Hipsterville in the South. That is very much true.
I thought South Florida's, little Havana.
Depends on what part.
You know, that's funny in the fact that I've been to Fort Lauderdale and Miami and some other places further down south, and I just never paid attention, you know? But I did notice a lot more. You know how when you go into the bathroom, there's a sign that says, make sure you wash your hands? I saw a lot more Spanish signs down there. But Mr. E says, are you a Marvel or a DC fan? That's kind of a loaded question. I was a fan of both, but I follow less when it comes to publishers and more artists than anything else. So if an artist I like does work for DC, then I like DC. If they do it for Marvel, I like Marvel. If they do it for, Image, I like Image. I really don't follow specific companies. But when I started collecting, I was a Marvel fan all the way because they had G.I. Joe and Transformers. Those were the comics that got me hooked into collecting. But I eventually started collecting for artists, and that introduced me to, dozens and dozens of other comic companies. All right. Commodore says, when you're young and dumb and full of blank, 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 well, you think nude beaches are a good idea, but in Florida it means naked old people. I've never actually been to a nude beach, not even here in Florida.
And they thank you. And they thank you.
Hey. Been to a...
Everyone appreciates that.
I've never been to a nude...
Yeah, I'm trying not to let the image go in my mind. Oh, no, there it is.
It's horrific. Oh.
Thank you. I'm here all night. Thank you.
You guys act like you know what the hell you're talking about, and you don't.
No, we're pretty sure of ourselves.
Or at least more sure than you.
Have you guys ever been to a nude beach?
No, and they thank us for not going also.
Exactly. I'm a firm believer if you don't have a nice body, you should cover it up.
Yeah, that I believe. Okay, Mystery says, I was born in 91, so Spider-Man 2002 started my comic book interest. Oh, man, we are so much older than you, my friend. So much older.
Oh, my God. You know what? I think I met Andrew in 91. No, 92.
I graduated from high school in 92. I met my wife in 91. Shows you how old I am.
You aren't old.
Shut up, man.
Ancient.
Hold on. I need
Avery.
to get my arthritis medicine. Be right back.
Avery, what was the first comic book that you remember either reading or buying?
I don't remember.
Oh, come on. Play the game.
It was a Star Wars comic. I don't remember what issue. I was very young.
Okay. All right.
I don't remember what issue. It was Luke lost in the desert, and Lando and Chewie almost rescued him in the Millennium Falcon. I think it was before they ever met in the movies.
Oh, okay. Commodore says, I don't think Bill Shatner could pay Andrew enough money to draw a Floridian old people nude beach. I don't think I'd even want to.
And that was the Marvel Star Wars series.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like a later Dark Horse thing.
Yeah, my first comic was Transformers #2 from Marvel Comics.
Oh.
My second comic, which I remember more fondly, was Power Pack #1. I was visiting my aunt in Rhode Island.
Uh-huh.
I went to they gave me some money to go get some snacks from the Little Champ or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And instead of buying candy, I bought a comic, and I bought Transformers #2, and I thought, this is amazing. So I went back the next day expecting to find Transformers #3.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed they didn't have it.
I don't think people not from Jacksonville know what a Little Champ is, so you may want to explain that.
Little the little corner store, where they sell stuff.
Just saying. I know what a Little Champ is.
Yeah, local convenience store.
Yeah, local convenience store. There you go.
I rode my big wheels to a Little Champ when I was a kid. And since you asked me, but you didn't, mine was Avengers 200.
I was getting there. Got
from the spinner rack, I think from the Little Champ. Riding my Green Machine big wheels.
Yeah, I used to.
Are you serious?
Nice Green Machine.
It's either that or a Justice League comic when during the summer back, you're talking about the 70s, right? Where Justice League during the summertime or JLA, whatever it was called, always had a crossover with JSA. So the way that the cover art was you had your main art in the middle, and then on each of the sides, you had like the heads of the Justice League on one side, the heads of the JSA on the other side.
Yep. I know what you mean.
So you know which heroes were in it.
Yep.
I thought it was so cool. But yeah, I was attracted to like the big team books, Justice League, Avengers, not the solo books.
I was telling my Commodores from Warwick? You're kidding me. That's where I was born. That's my hometown, even though I only lived there for a few weeks when I was born there. My dad was in the Navy, so we moved a lot. But that's where I was born, was Warwick, Rhode Island. That is so funny that Commodore's from there. But we were reminiscing this weekend about different things, and I mentioned we were talking about our first paychecks from our first job, and I can specifically remember getting my first paycheck from my job at Winn-Dixie, and I went down to the Little Champ after I cashed the check. I think it was like $42, and I bought a whole crap load of comics right off the spinner rack. And it was just so cool to be able to just buy anything I wanted. And that's what I bought. And the one issue that I remember was an Adam Hughes Justice League. It wasn't the Guy Gardner punching Batman, even though I don't think that was that Adam Hughes that did that issue?
No.
That's not Hughes.
Yeah.
Adam came onto the book later.
Yeah, it was the issue with Maxwell Lord sitting in the chair, spinning around, looking at the audience, saying something to the reader. That was the issue. That was the one issue that I remember that I bought.
Of those Adam Hughes issues, though, one of my favorites was the story where all the supervillains lost their weapons to some poor schmuck at that bar where all the villains hang out, and so that guy goes on this little crime wave, and the Justice League goes from supervillain to supervillain, kicking the crap out of him. Like, I don't have my stuff. This guy took it. It wasn't me. It was pretty funny. That whole series through the Kevin Maguire, Adam Hughes run was really funny.
That
was like the Hardy Hart era of Justice League. I kind of liked it.
Mr. E says WWE and X-Men comic books are my interests. That's cool. Actually, the comic book that I bought that made me want to draw comics, not just read them or collect them and whatnot, but made me want to draw comics, was the Asgard annual X-Men annual by Art Adams.
Art Adams,
yes, I saw that, and that made me want to draw comics, not just collect them, but to draw.
Storm was wielding Mjolnir, right?
Yep, with the mohawk and everything. It was fantastic. That issue just blew me away.
I loved all the X-Men books back then, man. From that era, I didn't get into X-Men until around Inferno. That's when I started really buying comics. But I have that story in trade along with the Paul Smith issues.
Yeah,
they kind of connect.
Commodore says Kent County Hospital. I don't know which hospital I was born in. I'll have to double check. I'll ask my mom, but that does sound familiar. He goes, "You were born in Warwick, you Yankee." Yes, I am a Yankee. I married a Southern gal from South Carolina whose mother is really big into genealogy and into the Daughters of the American Revolution. And anytime we have a discussion or an argument about something, I always remind her, hey, always remember, my side won. And that pisses her off.
That's the way it had to go. It doesn't tick me off, and I'm very Southern.
No.
Because
yeah, but it's not that it offends her. Just I do it just to tease her.
Yeah.
But if I knew it offended you, I'd use it more often. You know.
It doesn't bother me. It's
yeah, I got it. I have to find that thing that bugs you. You know, then bringing up the fact that I'm your best friend. I mean, that's the easiest one I can do. Okay, Mr. E says, do you have stories to go with your drawings? Absolutely. This, what I'm working on right now, I am in the middle of Hero Book 3. I have a graphic novel series that I'm working on. Book 1 is done and actually in the process of being colored by Avery. Book 2 is finished, and I'm in the middle of Book 3. And part of Book 3 is a flashback story. And the two main characters that are in the story are a griffin, who I'm still working on the design of, and a ferret otter character. I'm pretty sure he's an otter, but that's what I'm working on now. What do you think of Japanese mangoes?
Manga.
Well, he says mangoes.
He might autocorrect might have changed that.
Japanese manga, I enjoy some. I mean, I never was a big manga fan. My son enjoys manga, and he's turned me on to a couple. Like we, of course, like Naruto and One Piece and Death Note and all. But he and his mother have been watching Full Metal Alchemist.
Manga is not the same as anime.
Yeah, I know that. He reads the manga. I mean, the manga and watches the anime. I know the difference. But we have read the manga and watched the anime. So thank you so much for trying to make me look like an idiot. You failed miserably, punk.
I think you're doing a great job on your own.
Yeah, that's usually the case. But the drawing I'm working on now, I'm still working on the idea for the character design. I'm still playing around with it. I still don't even know the story just yet. I just know I really like drawing this Griffin character. So I'm going to create the story to work around drawing him. That's just the way it goes. Actually, I had a friend of mine had asked me to draw a comic one time, and I did. And one of the bad guys, one of the extra bad guy characters, was supposed to be a minotaur. He was an alien race that looked like minotaurs, and I just love drawing the minotaur, almost so that I told him, we need to make one of the minotaurs like a member of the team in order to so I could draw him more. I could draw more of him. And he said, "Oh, that's a great idea." And we never ever did work on the second book, but I had a lot of fun actually doing the first book. So, all right, Mr. E says, "I'm a college graduate with no job, no car, and no girl. I just draw big people. I just draw pig people in comedic situation stories called Swine." Oh, very cool. Very cool. Tell us where we can find it, and I'll go check it out after the stream. Commodore says, "I'm related to Benedict Arnold." I'm a direct descendant from Benedict's the first son, Caleb. The Benedict Arnold you're thinking of is fifth, and fourth was his older brother and died of an infection at 18 months. Okay. Interesting. I don't have any famous people in my family at all. Unless, of course, you count my father's brother-in-law, who's in the Iowa Bowling Hall of Fame, which technically we kind of do. But Avery's laughing. It's true. I have an uncle who's in the Bowling Hall of Fame in Iowa. I don't know if there's lots of bowling Hall of Fames, but,
All right.
Yeah. Trust me, I plan to be the most famous person in my family one of these days. Stop laughing. It's true. Well, my goal is to be the most famous charper in the family. Avery, if you don't realize it, but you're going to help me do that. You're going to help me make that a reality.
Hopefully we can get this thing off the ground where somebody else can color it. I can be doing working on other stuff.
I don't really know any other colorists, to be honest with you.
Won't matter if you get it off the ground and can pay them.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
Because I want to be able to draw 2 or 3 books a year. I'm talking 42 or 3 48 pages.
Yeah.
And I can't do that right now.
No, I understand. You work really hard on your drawings. You could have your own panel booth at a comic convention. Actually, when I finished Hero Book 1, I did a Kickstarter for the black and white and gray version, and I made decent amount enough money that I was able to fund several convention appearances, not last year, but the year before. And I went all the way. I went up to Pennsylvania, went down to Miami, went to Atlanta. Had a great time in Atlanta, hanging out with some of my friends there. That was fun. And this year, I only did maybe 2 conventions because just didn't have any extra money. But yeah, if our Kickstarter, if our next convention, our next crowdfunding campaign goes off as well as we hope it does, maybe we'll have enough funds from where both me and Avery can make some convention appearances to promote the book.
Conventions.
Yeah, well, if we had enough money, you would.
I know. I have no interest in being around those people.
Yeah, well,
I don't like them.
I'll make you go anyway. You'll be the toast of the town. You'll open up to the comics company, and the mayor will cut your ribbon with a big-ass golden scissors. Oh, yeah, you know it. You know that's a goal of mine, is to, be recognized by... Actually, you know what I really, really wanted at one point? Do you remember when our high school was doing some kind of alumni, this is what they're doing now publication? And Todd got interviewed for it, and he was talking about what his work in animation that he was doing.
No.
You don't remember that?
No, no one told me. I don't know anything about that.
This was years ago.
I still don't know anything about it.
All right, well, then I'll tell you all about it. There was a, it was like, I'm not sure if it was like a newsletter or like a journal thing or something, but it showcased a whole bunch of alumni from high school and what they were doing now. And Todd was featured in it. Mm-hmm. He did an interview with him. I think they were doing some type of reunion thing, and for people who couldn't make it, they just did interviews with them. And Todd had one of the interviews. I thought that was really cool. I've always said, that'd be cool if I could do that at some point. Be recognized by our alma mater. No.
They would pretty much all hate you.
Oh no, they wouldn't.
Yeah, most of them.
Well, that's not true. They'd love me.
Most of the people we went to...
I was well liked in high school, man, by the teachers.
Yeah, most of the people we went to high school with, a lot of them are big SJWs.
Well, let's see. You're the next Stan Lee or Alan Moore. That's right. Actually, I've said it before. There's a couple of my fans of Hero are very young children, 4, 7, 5-year-olds. And I keep saying that I told their parents, I said, I want to be your kid Stan Lee. I want to be the person where when they're older and, they're looking at something I did or something I created, and they can go, I knew that guy. I met him,
Yeah.
And that's my goal. I'm going to be somebody's Stan Lee.
That's not a bad goal.
Well, Commodore says he'll give me the keys to the city.
Nice.
I'd rather have Andrew be the next Jack Kirby. Well, that'd be nice too. But wasn't he crazy in his older years?
I don't.
Didn't he go crazy or something?
No.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, you're somebody else. He just had a lot of hangers on that were taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Kirby. I was not around. Kirby was not, in my age. When I was collecting comics, I was familiar with him, but he was. I don't think I ever owned a single Kirby comic. So.
Blasphemy.
I think the oldest, probably the two, senior artists that I liked that I followed would be Walter Simonson and John Byrne. I wasn't even big into Sal Buscema or John Romita Sr. You know, I was familiar with them, but I never followed them.
Oh, they're so good.
Oh, I know. Believe me, we found some of their stuff nowadays that's just fantastic. But back then, I never followed them.
Back then, it's an issue of X-Men. It's a Kirby issue of X-Men when they were in that period where they were reprinting earlier X-Men.
Yep.
It's not the first printing of the X-Men against Frankenstein. It's the second printing.
Oh, nice. Okay, gotcha.
I think that might be my oldest book. I'm not sure. No, I've got some pretty trash reader copies of Fantastic Four that are Kirby somewhere. Like, they're worthless. They're trash. They're pure reader copies, but I've got a couple. I don't care. I love them. They're beautiful. I can't. I would never buy graded copies of these books because I want to look at them.
Yeah.
Would I like better copies that were like in better shape? Yeah, I would. But I'm still happy to have actual copies though to look at, even though they're pretty trashed.
I don't think I even know what the oldest comic I have is, so sure. I know what the oldest piece of comic art I have is. Commodore says, who isn't crazy in their twilight years? Look at Stan Lee. Well, yeah, that's true. From what I understand, what's his name? Guy that recently died, Steve Ditko was like not right in the head.
Depends on who you ask.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
He just didn't want to have a lot to do with a lot of dumb stuff.
He was very much a like a hermit, you know. But
you got to take a lot of stuff with a grain of salt, man.
Oh yeah, I know, I understand. Yeah, but I think if I'm going to go crazy in my twilight years, I'm going to go full-blown crazy. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for the dirty old man years. You know, dirty old man years when you can say something or do something and somebody says, "Oh, you're a dirty old man," but they excuse you for it because, you know, you're so old. So I'm looking forward to that. Like, you look at a young woman and you say, "Baby, you're fine." And they're like, "Ah, you're just a dirty old man." Yes, I am.
You're awful.
I know. I'm not there yet. I'm still very, very far away. Jason's closer to dirty old man than I am, so give me so.
I'm not denying that I'm not that. I just think it's funny you're denying that you're not that.
No, I'm not denying that I'm it. I'm looking forward to the time where you get to it and people just laugh it off and say, "Ah, well, you know." It's like Bill Sienkiewicz, you know. He goes out and says something crazy, and all I think to myself is, "Ah, that's just crazy, old Uncle Bill," you know.
I have a different thought process.
I understand, but
I'm not going to use that kind of language on your stream.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I appreciate it.
English? Sorry.
Oh, Jason, you missed it last Friday. I told Avery and Todd that I was letting the chains off, that if they wanted to curse on the stream, they could. And
fucking way.
That was last Friday, you dumbass. Not this Friday. But because the video didn't process all the way, I ended up having to re-record it. And I went ahead and took the opportunity to edit it. And you know what? If there were 10 curse words said during the entire live stream, guess how many were done by either Todd or Avery?
I don't know. 10?
1. Todd said the S word 1 time. The rest of the curse words were done by me. Because obviously I needed to let it out, you know. Actually, last Friday, that was the day that I revealed I was Comicsgate on Facebook. You know?
Yeah, people went weird, dude. I stayed out of it.
Oh, I know.
There's no way I would have been nice to those people, and you wanted to be nice.
Yeah, I still am nice. I'm asking them to have a conversation, you know?
I wouldn't have been nice.
Oh, I know. I know.
I wouldn't have been nice at all. That's the reason I don't engage any of them in any of the anti-crowd, because I won't be nice.
Well, I like trolling them or just playing with them.
I get nice guy troll because I used to nice guy troll on GTA. Used to mess people up. And they don't know how to deal with it. Sometimes you can actually get people to break down and actually start talking to you like a person when you nice guy troll. Because no matter what they do, you don't respond. You just say something nice. And eventually it can break some people down. And they'll start just normally talking to you.
All right, so needless to say, the more I add to this image, the more I screw it up, so I'm going to stop adding to it. I'm getting a better idea what this guy looks like. For those of you who weren't here Wednesday, this is the image that I did of this character, my initial design. Let me raise this up a little bit. Commodore says, what do you think of Superman? A lot of people think he's overpowered, but he's still likable without kryptonite or the red sun. Well, which is more I can say for Wonder Woman. She has no weakness. My thought on Superman is kind of a little twisted. I think if someone had his abilities, I think they'd be a bad guy. I honestly do. The fact that his parents raised him to respect, to want to achieve for others is a very, very admirable thing. But I think if I had those powers, or I was writing a character who had those powers, especially in today's day and age, he would be a bad guy. He would be a unstoppable, do whatever you want. He would never fly anywhere. He would just walk, and he would be completely unstoppable. And I don't know. I don't know why I always think that modern heroes are more like villains than anything else, but maybe one of these days I'll actually address that. But I think Superman comes from a time when people had more faith in humanity, I guess you could say, whereas people have less and less of it nowadays. What do you think, Avery? What do you think of Superman?
I don't care.
Jason, you want to chime in on Superman? You have any theories?
Yeah, I've checked out completely on all that stuff.
I thought the Jim Lee rendition in Superman for Tomorrow was pretty good.
Who do you think writes a better Superman?
I mean, isn't it currently Jeff Johns?
No, Bendis is writing him currently.
Oh, okay. But before Bendis, because Bendis is fairly recent. I haven't read much of the Bendis stuff, to be honest.
Now, I remember really liking the John Byrne Superman stuff, but he was back trying to like reinvent him, you know, from scratch, you know. And I remember liking that when I remember seeing it. So,
well, you're modernizing this archetypal character that was made 80 years ago, right? It's Superman's 80th anniversary, and you're right. The modern era, the idea of this pure hero without fault is what's the word? What's the term? It's an anachronism, right? It's not timely.
Yeah, I
because-
don't think Superman could be Superman in this day and age of Twitter and social media and
I think he
and-
should. I think he should. You know what? I do think he should still be that character.
And I actually agree. I think it sets an ideal, and it is a high bar. But the thing is, to modernize him or to write him in a modern story is more of a challenge for a writer because of all those considerations. You just can't just simply have black and white. That was
only if you're a writer who has no belief in objective truth.
Yeah.
well,
I think people who actually believe in something could do it. That still believe in those ideals, or at least has enough empathy to fake it.
hey, Yoka Milk Extra, how's it going, man? Welcome to the chat. Superman is Nietzscheism philosophy. Nietzsche spoke of Superman, the pinnacle of humanity. Well, that was 68. Well, like Jason said, that was 80 years ago. What would we feel is the pinnacle of human society now? You know.
Lots of likes and clicks on Instagram.
Yeah, and I was going to say, please don't say somebody who goes out and punches Nazis. So
yeah, no, it's there's a lot of things in our culture that are just way more shallow today.
No.
Meaningless.
And speaking of which, be sure to like this video.
A lot of people with no blood in their veins.
No, I actually, you know what? If I think about it, if there was a Superman character in today's society, based in today's society, I believe that person would work in secret. They would never reveal them if they had the stances that Superman was created with. You know, justice and you know, equality and being for the other being for your fellow man and so forth. I think if you had those philosophies today, you'd almost have to keep it a secret. You'd have to work in the shadows and do things, you know, like you would not make a spectacle of yourself in any way, because if by doing so, you make yourself a target, you know. I think that if somebody had the ideals of a person, you know, of what we imagine Superman would be, the ultimate Boy Scout and so forth, you would never see them. They would go in and they would do things. They would save people. They would, you know, stop the hurricanes, and they would, you know, they would save kittens from trees and people from burning buildings. And you would never see them. They would do it from complete anonymity, you know. That's why I think if there was a Superman today that was out and about and super, they would become a bad guy. They wouldn't be able to handle the horrors and the stress of trying to be a hero in this world, you know?
I gotta go.
All right, Avery. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll talk to you then.
I gotta go.
All right.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep. All right, guys. Let's see. Yuka Milk Extra says Guyver is a great comic and manga series. I don't think I've ever seen the manga or the anime, the comic or the anime. So that might be something. I mean, I'm familiar with it. I've seen the cover images and so forth, but I don't think I've ever actually read the books. So Commodore says maybe we need the Shadow to come back. That's right. He would work in the shadows and you'd never know it. Also, Guyver is old. Yep, I know. I think he was around when we were collecting comics, right, Jason?
I suppose.
Okay. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you all joining in and chiming in on the chat. I had a good time, and we will do this again on Monday. We usually start around 7:30 Eastern time. Usually go for about an hour, and usually do a drawing and talk comics. And I really, really, truly appreciate you guys chiming in and giving us subjects to talk about. And next time, let's talk about Iceman, okay? I have theories on Iceman I want to share. So,
Oh, the character from Top Gun? That's an awesome idea.
no. Shut up. All right, Jason, thanks a lot for joining us. Everybody out there, Commodore, Yoka Mike Extra, and I'm already forgetting who else was in the chat. Mr. E. Thanks a lot for joining in. Appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.